Ladies and gentlemen, and the most important gender of all, the Jeremy 9000s, welcome to the show. We are about to enter the straight action. Let's skip the pleasantries. You already know who we are. Let's get into the gameplay.
Yeah, let's hop on in. We got some overpass action between Singularity and MAC51. Dual Berettas and a nade on Stellar. Kit and a flash on Dazzle. And we'll see if Singularity can bring the razzle dazzle or if MAC51 can pull up yet another upset in Winners League, where they've had a pretty solid record and taken some very good teams to the brink of despair. Believe it was a overtime loss to, I want to say, Riot Squad a week ago or so. And some really good performances, and actually it's going to be Rika to open things up. Dazzle answers back, but Stellar with the dualies, and Curry comes in with another. Only Skylar and Zealous last alive. The bomb yet to go down. Zealous takes down Curry, but still Robbie, Stellar, and Thief trying to hold things down, and they know where these last two players from Singularity are coming from. Zealous will go down, and now it's all down to Relics. But the kid has fallen away from him, and his time might not be too long. Peeks, spotted. Thief goes for the burst and shreds his head. MAC51 with a pistol round win. Not a bad way to start this game.
Not a bad way to start the game at all. I mean, Stellar's already popping off. Man had no armor, just dualies. One pistol for each kill. Two pistols in hand means 2 kills. Singularity, unfortunately, were not able to hold that against a very aggressive MAC51. So it will be back down to the pistols they go. It'll be the second round forced by Relics, of course, holding on to his money for that precious off on overpass. Now, there's a significant amount of smokes here available for Singularity. They can hold back the connector control. They can hold back water control, which they're not opting not to, but they do have a lot of smokes. Now, there's and it's going to be young Curry. Great name he's chosen today. I'll find the opening kill.
No, you really love to see the maturity from some of the players in their scene. Really brings hope to the next generation. And speaking of hope for this next generation, Robbie's going to swing on in with a P90. And down goes Seth with the old guard. Riku gets one, but it's traded out as Dapper picks up an AK. And if I'm Singularity, I'm definitely contemplating this for it. As Dazzle's already come in, he takes down one. Robbie will have to trade with his weapon of the past, a weapon of a bygone era. Now it's all down to Dapper without a kit in a 1v2. I'd just be better off saving the AK and playing for exits.
Yeah, this is such a... It's always one of the hard decisions, right? Like, you feel like you can win it. You have the confidence. You're feeling hot, but kind of also realize, okay, I have armor. I have a nade and a smoke in my hand worth $600, and I have an AK-47 that's almost invaluable on the CT side. You forfeit the round. You let MAC51 get the second, but 3 casualties. That's not bad.
Not at all. I'm sure Singularity will be happy with it, especially considering that they had pistols up against AKs and a P90. And now they have a hero AK in this round. Relics is well on his way to getting himself an op. A couple pistols will be dropped around as well. So not a round that can go overlooked from MAC51. Dazzle actually opting to go for a scout and armor, so he can deal some damage. Zealous to 7, Relics can all bag. While he goes for the tag, and Dapper, of course, can clean things up. That nade, though, does not hit anybody. Riku, though, opens things up as Dazzle and his scout goes down. Only Skylar here to defend the A site, left in bathrooms. Dapper will make his way to the A site, but Thief is lurking on B, so it could cause more rotations to come down the stairs and to his site. Aggression, though, from Seb might catch off the T-sided player, but he'll fall off, and wisely so. And then Katana as well. Down 1-for-1.
Oh, that was so close for that second kill. Curry's down to 10 HP as well. If both those kills go in Singularity's way, we find ourselves in a 3v2, but unfortunately does not bode well. Delsis looking for that weapon, but that weapon is so far removed that I don't even think it's recoverable, really.
It's been picked up as well by... Oh, I guess there's the other AK, but... Oh, wait, no, I think MAC51 picked it up, because, yeah, Robbie had a P90 again. He picked up the AK. So Zelsis would have to get a kill. Get a kill, but... No AK for the not official new member of Singularity, but I think we all know he's going to join the team, as he's been playing with them for quite some time.
Yeah, at this point, I think I would just assume so, honestly. I think it's safe to assume that probably going to end up getting an offer or some sort of announcement sometime soon. Either way, kind of an off-topic thought, okay? the more I watch MAC51, I can't tell if I'm liking them more or hating them more. But you know how there's like Black Horse teams? They are what I consider a trophy team, Boggs. You never know which you're getting with MAC51. You never know what version you're getting. You know if you're getting the version that's contesting the top teams or the version that literally just crumbles at the foundation.
I think the thing is they don't even know what team they're going to bring to the party.
How could we know if they don't even know, Boggs?
It was a U.S. general from, I believe, World War II that said, or not U.S. general, but a German general that said that it's impossible to fight the U.S. because they don't know what they're doing. And I feel like MAC is kind of the same way. They just do whatever, and it works 90% of the time because it's impossible to counter because nobody knows what's going on, least of all the team playing them. You see Skylar, he's trapped out. Riku comes in and makes sure that Curry's death was not in vain, and the bomb is making its way up to A where it previously was positioned in the B. And Riku is just going to wait for his teammates to come on in as Dapper, the lone defender on the A site. In a one-and-done position, it's dodged, and Riku does not win his duel. And now Dapper can fall away, and MAC51 might not be picking up this gun. It's going to be Dapper to lock things down. Stellar in the nigh impossible clutch. So well, and indeed he gets the kill on top of it all. A fantastic piece of work from him and Singularity. Showing why? They sit in Pro League.
Yeah, Dapper is obviously so much fun to watch. He's always super flashy, and his movement is always on point. Same with his aim. Love to see that. Triple kills on the hold. Now MAC51 has to battle back with what is a scavenge purchase, really. Yeah, they have AK-47s, but lacking head armor for Curry, and lacking a head for Riku. You probably need that if you want to win the round.
You know, maybe cut him some slack. Maybe he didn't feel like having his head on his shoulders today. Felt a little itchy. Maybe a little lighter now that he's gone. He only had a needle as well. Oh. Losing a head might be the name of the game. Dazzle gonna lose his as Curry with another spicy shot. No. I look across the names on MAC51. Guys like Robbie, like Curry, Thief, and Riku. Young talent that have so much potential in this game. They're so doing. And Stellar, a better presence and a very high-skilled player himself. Things up with a second. Thief comes in for one more, and it's all down to Skylar. And yeah.
Okay.
Sentence stopper.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, Singularity. They've suffered the consequences of what is a chaotic situation with MAC51, right? I think the best way to deal with a team like MAC51, who are like hyper aggressive and very volatile, right? They go slow and they go fast, and they're like out of nowhere they're fighting you on sight. You don't even know they're coming. Really, it's just control. You can't give them control, and the more control you give them, the more unpredictable they are. Now Thief is just walking into B site. He's by himself now. There are players behind him a little bit far apart, but he'll find that opener. Now they got to deal with that player towards barrels. That is relics, and the crossfire, of course, towards short. Now the double player towards short, only good for one so far. Zelsis is cornered. Zelsis is eliminated.
Dazzle lost alive, and Stellar will hunt for blood as he switches over to the sidearm and gets 3 kills in the round, but finally guns will be back in the hands of Singularity. They've won 1 gun round so far, not been so lucky on the other. But you know, I have to make a note here that I forgot to make earlier. Historically, Stellar and Robbie have had teams that are so good on overpass that they've been able to beat even teams like Furia when they were at their peak. I believe it was a 16-8 scoreline last season of NBL. So this team has players that know how to play this map, and they have that potential. It'll be interesting to see how Singularity can counter a team that, you know, they're good, but they're kind of static. They stay the same. They don't really change. A couple kills go in the way of Singularity as MAC51 get one of their own. The Ops doing some work here, 2 of the 3 kills. Now I think MAC51 are going to hedge their bets onto B. But definitely a team to watch out for on overpass. I don't think it's a wise choice to take overpass against Stellar and Robbie teams.
Let's not jump to the conclusions just yet, though. Stellar pressuring a wounded Seb, and he will eliminate a wounded Seb, and that's going to be the B bomb site. Now, big flanks coming in here from Dapper. It's only a matter of time, but the bigger issue is that they don't really have a kit, so lingering around, going slow is not going to be an option, and Riku holding the big flank. He'll go for the repeat. He will get punished for it, but he gets the tag off onto Relics, wounding him just enough to make it easier for his teammate Stellar.
Another big round from Stellar. Another round on the board for MAC51. Riku with a good awareness, smoking off short, and then keeping his eyes on the long flank. Make sure that nobody can come in and stab them in the back. Now it's time for Singularity to be on the pistols once again. 4 CZ75s and a P250. Not often in this day and age do we see 4 CZ75s purchased, right?
Yeah, especially when we've seen so many
Eagles, 5.7s, even capable of those many multi-kill rounds, especially close range with a one-shot headshot. But, you know, CZ, it has its place, I think. Just don't know if 5 or 4 of them have its place in this meta. But we shall see. Singularity, known for good aim. You can see if they can put some bullets down range into heads. I don't know if MAC51 is going to be expecting this spy as well. Could be expecting something less or something more of the deagle variety. Dazzle's in a good spot to just pounce. Dapper smoke doesn't quite hit, but Dazzle, good clear from. How does Dazzle get the kill?
Yeah, now he's gonna burn to a quick bacon in the fresh. It's a nice shot. Robbie follows up with a second. Really, the trade attempt there is probably not even worth it for Relics. You could have just held tight. You're not gonna win that long range battle against the AWP and the AKs holding for that repeat. Now it's just darkness, right? They don't really know what MAC51 is up to. They don't know if they're falling back to B. They don't know if they're going to recommit on this long range. The AK-47. Unfortunately, his spray isn't quite there. Does a lot of damage to Robbie. Just couldn't get the finishing blow. Zelsis is on fast pursuit behind, and Seb is just trying to hold down CT spawn.
Seb is taking another one down, and Zelsis on the flank. Good for at least one. He got the second as well into Riku. And in the meantime, Stellar took down his teammate, but Zelsis swaps over to the AK and drops Stellar down. The eco win for Singularity can go a long way. It'll go a good way of establishing their economy, but MAC51 with a bomb plant and a decent amount of money built up should be fine for another buy. Though Riku and Curry not going to have the most money in the world. That's a massive round for Singularity to win.
Yeah,
would have been
huge.
7-1 otherwise.
Yeah, that you only get one of these rounds like once, twice a game if you're really lucky, but even once is still pretty lucky. So if you're Singularity, you kind of just have to just run with the wind with this and try to do as much damage as possible right here to start turning this game around. Otherwise, MAC51 will just continue to roll. And this kind of momentum stop for MAC51 is usually pretty destructive. Most times when they find themselves in these scenarios, they don't really recover from it. But let's see. Right now, they're just slow play, waiting for that smoke to fade on Monster. As soon as it does, it's going right through. Curry will find the opening kill on the Zelsis. Now the B-side defenses are crumbling. Seb is here, waiting for the flashbang, but Curry has so much space on site already.
Got caught trying to swap from an Galil to an M4. And it will lead to his death. Dapper goes down. Dapper, his teammate doesn't die in vain, but actually Dapper does get a second before he falls. Relics, though, last alive. He's taking so much damage. He's dealt a lot to Riku, who's at 3 HP now. But Relics should be going down. Indeed, he does. After he eliminates Riku, the money on MAC51 not going to be phenomenal. There's an opportunity for Singularity to win big with a force buy here, or even it would be force buy, just be a rough buy with a couple of FAMASs and minimal utility, but they can definitely do a lot of damage to MAC51 right now. This would be another round to swing the momentum back to their favor. They can't afford to keep hemorrhaging rounds here. They're on the CT side, the favorite side of Overpass, and if MAC51 can keep the ball rolling and take it into the defensive end, good luck, Singularity. Comebacks are quite hard when it comes to T-side Overpass, especially if you lose the pistol. You need to stand strong. We need to start putting on rounds together. At least 6 rounds on this on the CT side.
Yeah, well said, man. You absolutely nailed it. Now it's definitely spray is even better than that. +1. Dazzle. Gonna get sidelined by Curry, who's, I have to admit, has been feeling pretty hot right now. This shot by Relics does give him the opportunity to survive, but still not much space here gathered for MAC51 besides the B control. Now they're starting to push top connects here. Now they're starting to push Relics all the way back. just to make sure that there is no flank. There is no sentry to give them vision, keep them stacked on the B site. Or Singularity could decide, are we stacking B? Are we going to send our numbers to reinforce A site?
Curry has finally picked up the bomb, which was all the way down almost into the sewer pipe, but has been recovered and is making its way back to A. Relic's trying to keep an eye on too many angles. He spotted Stellar out, though, and that's the first kill going his way. MAC51 have a very difficult decision to make. Do they go A, or do they send it down connector onto B? I think that they're going to go for A. They don't have any utility, though. They have literally none. Not a single flashbang, not even a decoy. The rotations from Singularity are going to come up. The bomb should be going down as Curry punches in the digits. They'll be holding for one. They know that the opposite bank as well. And another has been spotted to Dumpster. Both players holding the angles. All three CTs rotating in, but it's a great shot from Curry. A great read on the Skylar. Goes down early. Seth caught in the open. Goes down to Curry's hand as well. And Robbie finishes off Dapper. And it's a round for MAC51 that looked like it was going the way of Singularity. Some great reads and some great shots from the young guns on MAC51. Picking up rounds, picking up another. And a timeout coming in from Singularity. A good call from them, although it was late.
Yeah, I have to admit, Relix's positioning is uncharacteristically off. Usually, one of the things I kind of godify about Relix actually is the fact that his positioning is always on point. He's always where he needs to be, but today it just seems a little off. He's overexposed in bank, allows himself to die on the 3v2. Not only that, but Seb, I think it was Seb at least, the last player to rotate out of B. There really is no reason for him to rotate loudly. As soon as they hear that third player rotating spawn, they know they don't have to worry about flank. They don't have to worry about their backs. They could just focus on the 2 choke points, and that evens up their advantages in that 2v3, right? You keep the element of surprise, you keep them guessing, make them worry about their backs, make them worry about bathrooms or long A flank. Then you hit them with the attack, but it's all off right now for Singularity. Hopefully this timeout is a good time for them to kind of get back on the same wavelength here.
They definitely need it to reset mentally and hopefully find their form that they are very capable of. They're going for a bit of a half buy. Some players a little low, but very dangerous buy nonetheless. A MAC7 in the hands of Dazzle. If he takes that con, it's a very strong gun to hold the close angles, and that's exactly where he wants to go. He has a buddy in Skylar as well, and it's going to be a B rush from MAC51 at least early. Telegraphing, they're shooting, taking damage, and giving some to their own teammates after they get the first kill. But it's a stack towards B from Singularity. Nobody holding long or even found A. One kill goes away to Zealous. For now, as Skylar comes in on one, and what a collateral from Zealous. He shoots Zealous before he takes off Zev's head. And Curry comes in for the last kill, but that could have gone horribly wrong for MAC51 and Singularity were all there. They were ready to get some kills, and it was essentially a kill box of sewers.
I just want to say that Dazzle's MAC7 did 0 damage to that player in con.
That's the thing with the MAC7. It can either kill you with one shot or it doesn't hit you for anything. That's a great advanced position to have. He's actually lucky to stay alive as I think Riku was watching for his cross.
Out of control is beginning. Have that. You have Singularity stuck on the B site. 2 players on the A site are just holding top con near brackets. And Curry is the only A player. He's the only person in this direction right now. Can we get eyes on Dapper really quickly? Oh yeah, see, he's over-rotated. He's all the way on this A site. He thought it was going to be an A hit. Now the players are starting to attack the B site. Celsius gets eliminated. Seb is the only player here. Dapper is finally here to reinforce. He seems even himself, it seems out of position.
One before he gets traded. Stellar eliminates Dapper, leaving Relics in a 1v3. He has an ops with a low HP on Stellar and Riku, not a terrible factor in this round. He does take down Robbie, but Riku will make sure he does no more damage and no more harm. Double digits for MAC51, while Singularity, they're sitting at a very, very paltry 2 rounds.
Alright, Singularity. What you got for us? Pistols? Some armor? Several flashbangs. and a party towards, well, party.
Yeah, they might need to eat some pizza and maybe fill their stomachs a little bit. You know what the saying is, you're not you when you're hungry. Right now, Singularity doesn't actually use some food. Always to find a Relic's body. Stepping up the kill, Riku not connecting a shot. Dapper comes with a second, but Curry's here, and he's not missing his as he picks up a third, leaving only Dazzle. The con is going for the long flank, I think, but MAC51 should be able to get a bomb plant. Surely they don't just stall around here and run around. An AK salvage for Dapper, though, with the players so far removed from sight, means that this could be a very dangerous situation, but I believe that they did avoid the gaze of Dazzle. They should be able to plant the bomb on A. So he's walking around trying to figure out where in blazes they went.
Now he knows. I would like him to take the time to just reload his gun. You have 15 bullets, he has 3 players you have to eliminate. You seem to be locked in on the idea that you want to retake this site. Yourself with much. That's already 6 of those 15 bullets, 9 left.
5.5 to 4.5 per player. He's already used most of them. Now he has to fall away and reload the as well, but what he doesn't have is a life, as Thief will make sure that he gets his head ripped clean from his shoulders. Some fantastic individual plays from a lot of these MAC51 players, so I don't think anyone has actually been having a really lackluster game. Although Thief only has 4 kills, he hasn't really been called upon to do much.
You know, I have a feeling that if we check for the flashes, it's going to be Thief.
Actually, it's Robbie.
Okay, well, Riku finds opening, go towards the B site. Seb, he's trying to hold this one back. Molotov and smoke to provide himself some cover towards Barrel, and just kind of blocked him from entering that part of the site and forced him to the right side. Right into Dazzle's hands. Solid work right here. Now, Seb has the one way above the barrels. He can use that to his advantage and just continue to hold position for exactly for that. Now he's starting to get everyone on the site is all being held down. Riku, the lone survivor here from MAC51, and finally dominating the to Singularity, losing the casualty towards the end. Not a big deal. Dapper gets it all back. No issues there, but sign of life.
Signs of life, but is it too little too late? Also, Singularity went into that round with the double op setup. They only get 1 op in return. They do have an AK in the hands of Seb, but they're going to need this round for sure. It's not a perfect buy for MAC51 either. They have a Galil and a Deagle, limited utility. But I feel like this is the kind of round that MAC51 thrive on. Limited buys, limited guns, and they just throw caution to the wind and get kills. And that's exactly how things start off. Thief holding the long A push, takes down 1. Well, that's a good answer back from Relics, as Curry no longer able to impact this round. And one of the top 3 fraggers for MAC51 is down. Scurry has kills going in, and now it's time for Relics to show up. He's got a second. The smoke should wall off his vision as he will reposition. And that's a good spot he takes up as well towards the Optimus truck. He can fall away. But Robbie is working his way in out from an opposite angle, and he does not know there's a player in the dumpster. He exchanges a lot of damage with Tyler, but he does actually finish the job straight to the truck. Steph comes in, but Stellar one-taps another. Thief comes in and makes sure no more to be done. Dazzle will be on the flank, but Stellar will be able to fall down just in time, leaving lower Thief in the clutch, who just walks out and one-taps Dazzle. Brilliant shot, and MAC51 will make sure that Singularity end the half with a very disparaging note.
Yeah, this was rough. 3-round sandwiches for the first round for Singularity. I think after that it was 4 or 5 rounds before they got a 3rd round in.
5
rounds. Wow. Yeah, not the best version of Singularity that we've seen, at least on this show. MAC51, on the other hand, they're heated up. Stellar's at 20 kills. Incredible.
Yeah, Stellar's having himself a great game. Might even say a stellar performance. 113 ADR. Leading the flashbang war with Robbie, 12 piece. His utility damage, I think, is also the most on his team with 46, which isn't terrible for a T side either. Yeah, in comes Curry, 106 ADR, Rico at 102.
Jesus.
Those 3 players pulling a weight for MAC51.
Yeah, I mean, you only ever really need 3 players, right? Like, if 4 or 5 players are all popping off, the math doesn't even add up. So all you really need is Curry, Stellar, one extra person to really just pop off. And this time it's Riku. Now Singularity. This is a pretty important round for them. It's really round or die, honestly. Even a bomb plant, unless... I guess the bomb plant could be the saving grace. If they get the bomb plant, they win the round afterwards. That might be even better than the pistol round, but they'd have to secure that round. It's too risky. I think they should just go for the round win. Obviously, they are. And it's looking like a B hit, and this is a 4-man connector stack box. Oh, wait. They gave it up. They saw nothing in con. They just let go of it. Now Seb's going to walk up. He has no idea this has happened, by the way. So he's walking up where what could have been his death sentence. And now it's a free piece.
Are they going to be aware that Seb is still in con, too? That's my question. As Stellar's making his way down, this could be a free kill for Seb. Stellar seems aware, although Seb just has the aim on that kill. There was a long play coming in, but already the first 2 kills now going the way of Singularity. Dazzle on top of the railing gets another dink up before he goes down, but it's Thief to answer the call and bring it back to a more doable 4v3. And Robbie coming in through con now, spots out Seb and drops him like a rock. Brilliant shot. And Robbie's going to try and follow it up. However, Zelsis and Relic come in with 1 and 2, and Dapper with a 3rd. Singularity capture a must-win round.
With a team ace.
You really do love to see those, especially on pistol round.
Yeah, exactly. It's just satisfying for my OCD to just see that. Everyone gets a kill. Kill for everybody. That's exactly what they needed. Now they force MAC51 to buy up, right? Get the pistols, get the armor, get the ump on Thief, get a Molotov for Robbie. Looks like he's headed straight for that A site. You know, excuse me. He's on B. Okay. Holding on to that Molotov for the counter execute if it comes. For now, Singularity's running what is a pretty traditional anti-eco, right? Just hold for the pushes on A, make sure they're not popping fountain, make sure they're not stacked in connector. Those are usually the first few steps. And of course, Seb, the B lurk, the squadron, he's just keeping eyes on B, making sure no one is pushing. If they are, they're contested. Oh, Dazzle just spotted a shoulder. Now they have info. MAC51.
I think Riku saw Dazzle.
No, I think he had a left eye angle. I do not think he saw that.
Ooh, double down for Dazzle. That should just about eliminate whatever pressure MAC51 can give. As the old saying about Overpass was, if you control connector, you control the round. It was MAC51's, but now it's Singularities. They can go either site. They've already eliminated 2 players of the CT defenses. And now it's time for a gamble stack from MAC51. 2 players towards A, but the bomb making its way down to B. And I think it will be a 5th on the board for Singularity. Minimal casualties as well. That's huge for their bank. There still is Robbie. He's working around, and Curry not able to do anything. So it will be Robbie. He goes down as well without a fight. And Thief, just try and steal away your gun. Make sure you don't die.
He doesn't have any head armor, so that flying MAC-10 could be a problem for him. Oh, he's throwing Thief for a loop here.
Reasonable.
You know what
Dapper's coming.
Oh, go ahead. No, please, I insist, sir.
Okay. Dapper's coming in on the hunt through long, and Thief has definitely more than made his presence known, but the second MAC-10 in the hands of Zelsis might be the undoing of the young Thief. Surely he hears the run. Yes. Okay. He turns around, he swings, and he gets a second, and continues his spray until he runs out of ammunition, as apparently is his custom.
Yeah, I actually hate everything about that play from Singularity, honestly. You threw away your 2 farming weapons. Now you have to force up with rifles up against pistols and no armor. This is where you could have gotten your economy incredibly strong. You could have kept your armor. You could have kept your weaponry. You could have really kept your entire chunk of your economy and come in extremely strong for that first gun round. But now they're in a position where if one or 2 kills here, they're in a potential reset in the next round. And they can maybe not. Dazzle has that one held down, but okay. 1 casualty. That's all they can afford. And they got to hope that Zelsis starts getting some kills here with this MAC-10.
Yeah, and I thought Curry could do some damage too towards Divider, but Skylar won't deal with that threat. Thief is still here. He has his UMP, but the bomb will be making its way to A surely as the site will be cleared by Zelsis, who don't think he's going to be finding anybody in that vicinity with the MAC-10. Although he definitely needs the money. The bomb's been gathered, and now it makes its way back to A. Dazzle's going to hold the short wall, make sure nobody comes up, nobody pushes him through con. Good decision, as now they know there's really only 2 other places that MAC51 can come from, and one of them is being watched by Zelsis, who might actually peek out, and also, the SG's been recovered. Robbie's picked it up, and if they can save that into the next round, I think MAC51 will be more than happy.
Bomb has been planted.
Man, I want to attend the rave that's happening on Overpass. That's what I'm saying. Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's money right there. Thief has gotten 3 SMG kills over the last 2 rounds.
He's more than made back his money for that UMP. He's got 1,800 for his trouble. Yeah, and an AK. So I guess 4,500? Yeah, 4,500 in total value.
Under the assumption that he does hold on to this, but Elsis hesitates.
Terrorists win.
So what I was going to say earlier, Boggs, is that this is one of the weirdest maps when it comes to trying to understand if this map is T-sided or CT-sided. I feel like this is the map where it's honestly, it really comes down to a clash of playstyles, or just sometimes even just that day could be the difference between whether these teams are incredibly CT-sided on it or T-sided on it. But generally speaking, TT side is pretty hard to orchestrate on this map, only because of how claustrophobic the B side is sometimes. And if you don't have your roles well established, it could be a big problem. But let's see if MAC51 can begin to hold on what is a straight up B assault here.
The Stellar finding the first frags for their team. 7 Zelsis is so low on HP as well. Only Relics has any sort of money built up, and this is a very rough round for Singularity. A round they really can't afford to lose as well, because most of their teammates will be broke or not very good for money coming to the following round should they lose this. Now another kill going away onto Relics. The HP combined in the last 2 players is 44 points, less than half of a player amongst the 2. And Zelsis doesn't exactly have the best of firepower either. He's relegated to a MAC-10. If Seb can take a couple heads off with this boost, this would be huge. But he needs to get the kills. They need to come through, and he can't die. He needs to stay alive. Robbie goes down to him. Good start, but the smoke should delay that push. And there's still 2 more players to defend. Time beginning to dwindle as we tick down to the lower 30 seconds mark. And MAC51 just have to hold. They just have to get a couple shots off and make sure those 2 shots land. And they've secured another round, a 13th, and a rough buy coming in from Singularity. They are going to be pushing for beat. Riku from heaven with the overkill shot. Let's see if we'll spray some more. 13th is confirmed for MAC51. 1 more buy from Singularity. And what a critical buy it is. They lose this. It's 14 rounds. They're broke. MAC51 15. 15 to 6 is not a very viable scoreline to come back from.
Yeah, 15-6 is just impending doom at that point. There's really nothing to do about it. MAC51 could gamble stack his site 9 rounds in a row and be successful in one of those rounds, you know? It really just comes down to math at that point. 13-6, 13-7, potential eco here. Could be manageable. Thief though, finds the opening kill ahead. Massive one at that. Seb now will swap out weapons, but Thief is not overexposing himself. He's just taking the kill and running away with it. You can almost call it a robbery.
Yeah, he did steal away Dapper's life and his position in the round. Zelsis so close to taking out Riku, and yet so far that kill would have gone a long way to helping Singularity even the scoreline, but instead it's still a 5v4. Flash is flooding to A, and Curry's yet to reveal himself. He's just sitting around the smoke and divider, and Riku actually will be the first to pounce. He falls away behind the fire and flame. Robbie's come in and he sprays through Dazzle, and now Curry pounces with 1, and he'll add a second to his total. 14 rounds for MAC51. They avoid a bomb plant from Singularity. So there will be no buy from Singularity unless they want to go for a force. If they lose this one, they'll be broke on last round regardless. I think kind of have to give up match point to MAC51 and hope, beyond hope, and pray that you can make this comeback happen.
Jesus, they are gonna go for the full eco. I think the most unusual part of this whole match is that it seems like Singularity is never ready to be contested at the things that they're trying to do. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe they haven't faced a hyper-aggressive opponent recently, or in practice, or in matches. MAC51 is contesting everything, Boggs. They're not letting anything go uncontested. They want to peek. They want to go into a monster. They're fighting them from B site. They want to go water. They're getting fought as well. They want to go A. They're getting fought there as well. It's like there's nowhere you could really go that you're not being contested. Like, you kind of just have to be ready if you're Singularity for everything.
And I think you have to be aware of that coming into this battle as well. You see Riku not falling off. He's still sticking around and fighting. He has backup in the form of Curry, and he ends with 3 as Curry gets 2. Both of those players not willing to give an inch, and instead they take a mile. Match point for MAC51. Singularity with... They need 9 rounds to even tie this up. If they win this round, it's still a long road to go, and MAC51 can buy up at least one more round before their money runs out. They have to start that war of save, buy, save, buy. But you did mention a great point. Singularity's never ready. Seb getting harassed as Thief is just spraying through Monster Tunnel. Seb will eventually win that duel, but he takes a considerable amount of damage, and once again, Singularity player just caught with their pants down. Riku gets 1, but Dazzle answers back with a kill on Khan, but Riku still hanging around. Doesn't get a second kill. Goes for the no-scope as he'd missed his first shot, and Relics will eliminate him and switch to his favorite gun. But still, MAC51 willing to take the issue and force the fights wherever they go. Not caring. They just throw caution to the wind. They take their duels and have confidence in their aim, and rightly so.
Yeah, this feels very grindy right now for Singularity. It seems like they have to work so hard for any advantage. Now they finally have one. 5 seconds left. Relics peering into the A site. He spots nothing so far, so he might just call the backup. But if I'm Relics right now, I'm gonna start making some noise here a little bit.
Stellar's so close to seeing the bomb in Monster. He'll be able to take down Relics. Indeed, he does, and that's gonna be the cue for Singularity to pop into B. However, so here he gets spotted. He gets sprayed. However, he did a lot of damage to both players. His Dazzle at 44, Seb still at 30. Robbie on an op in a 1v2. I don't necessarily favor his chances with this gun. He can swap over to a rifle, much better for him, especially considering the health points of his opposition. But he's making noise, and I believe Dazzle has hurt him. It's going to be clearing his angles. A pre-fire through the box could yield a kill, but is he just going to go for a save instead? That's a uncharacteristically wise call from MAC51.
Yeah, their money is not that great. At this point, they're probably like, okay, maybe we shouldn't get too crazy here. Let's just close off this game. Let's not make any unnecessary risks. I think what I enjoyed the most about that was that Robbie really sold us that he was going to retake that. He went to heaven. He was like, all right, do I go through the smoke? Nah, I'm going to go lower. Rotates lower. Like, all right, I'm going to peek to see what I can do. He peeks literally no angle that any player could be in. Looks at his smoke. Says, all right, I'm out of here. And just leaves. Love it. I love it.
And they keep the op in head. They have a better buy than Singularity, who just won the round. They got 2 frees and 2 AKs, so their utility is limited. And they have Zelsa's on a glove. Dapper's going to go full bore into water. Dazzle is here as well. The nade, just a little bit, 17 damage to Robbie. But Singularity far and spread away. MAC51 not really taking the early aggression this round. Playing a more cautious round. Maybe this is the answer. They're like, okay, Singularity is ready for us now. Let's switch things up and play a little slower, play a little more cautious, and keep on playing off of each other, which is how they've been getting on the CT and CT side, but keeping that confidence in their aim. Duels against their opposition.
A control. Uncontested this time.
Stack?
This is a 4-man stack towards the B site. This is what I was talking about, right? At that point, it just honestly becomes math. keep taking gambles. You keep taking these weird, unconventional risks, and as long as 1 out of 8 rounds works in their favor, it's GG. But they are going to reset. They weren't too comfortable holding for it, but now, unfortunately, for MAC51, as soon as that player got off the B site, seems like Singularity is starting to move forward. Smokes are available, or at least a single smoke, but it's going to be flashes and mollies coming in. MAC51 needs to defend against it, but time is really low now.
Plays right into MAC51's hands. They never give up. They just keep on fighting. They keep on fragging. They go 3 for 1 on the initial entry to the B site. Singularity have no other option but to force, and it's going to be Curry to mop things up. And that MAC51 victory, it's beyond domination. It is absolute just bullying from MAC51, as from start to finish, they control the pace of this game, only allowing Singularity 3 rounds on CT's side of overpass. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, that was a very short, harsh, cruel letter from MAC51. Pretty good performance from them, I have to admit. I mean, they were on point. There's so many individual rounds where individual players were just popping off, right? Finding the multi-frags, finding the multi-kills. Curry opened up so many rounds for MAC51, as well as, of course, Stellar and Robbie to kind of just bounce back off that, and Riku with the op. Just crazy, crazy work. And this is the version of MAC51 that we got today, right? This powerhouse. They almost feel like a pro team, right? They're incredibly strong. They're oddly cohesive on top of that. And it works out. They topple what is Singularity in their kind of their awkward growing pain phase right now. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we'll go a longer way, I think. But for now, that is the end of this road for today, Boggs. We have one quick match for you guys. We are out of here. So if you're in here right now, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please follow our socials. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Follow this man right here. He needs all the food he can get for that precious beard. Follow me down here below as well. Follow Melanie on the production and observing. And we will see you tomorrow for some EU action.